All right, guys. I did a small time lapse yesterday. I'm working on the front cover and doing some of the timing components. I had to stop filming though because I have all my torque specs for all the bolts. I like to do everything as close to by the book as possible. And I had all my torque specs saved in my camera roll. So I had to stop the time lapse to check and make sure I was doing everything correctly. But I got the front cover all resealed, put back together, all new timing components for the oil pump timing guide, and oil pump chain guide. Tensioner as well, and then I got my timing chain, tensioner, and guides all installed too. So this thing's looking, it's really dirty. I'm probably gonna go ahead and pressure wash this motor once I'm done. I don't like the idea of putting a dirty motor in a clean, what I would consider to be clean engine bay, a clean car. So that's my plan. My plan for right now though, this morning, is to peel all this fippage, this Honda bond, off of the bottom of the block so I can get ready to install the oil pan. And I gotta peel all the Honda bond off the oil pan as well. So I got a couple of things I'm gonna get done today. I'll start a quick time lapse for you guys and go from there. Okay, I got a lot done. I turned off the time lapse because I was looking at more specs and stuff to make sure I went about this correctly. I got my alternator relocate and power steering and AC eliminator kit installed. I'm like about 80%, and then I realized when I went to install this piece right here, I'll show you guys. Oh man, when I went to install this piece right here, I was like, oh, I have the wrong water pump housing, so got to take all that back off and replace it. I think the one that's on it right now is a JDM K24A2 water pump housing. I don't know if any of y'all know better than I do, but no big deal. Just got to take it off and replace it with a USDM K24A2 water pump housing. Yeah, other than that, no big deal, I guess. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of days since we last did an update on this. I think the last shot you guys saw was us putting the motor in the car. That was a week ago. This is where we're at now. It really doesn't look like we've gotten very far because we haven't. I had to get new motor mounts because, come to find out, the motor mounts I had, I did know this, but I forgot. They were for the EK chassis with the EK, the stock factory subframe. So the motor was sitting a little bit too far forward. The alternator plug right down there was completely in line with the radiator. It was like right here. So got some new mounts all ordered and they're here now, they're installed. Got everything torqued down. You know me, red paint pen marks on everything. So mounts are in place. The radiator is in place. I still got a wire in the fan, but that's something I'm gonna do on a later date. What else have I done? Intake manifold is torqued. Got all new injector O-rings. The fuel rail is torqued down and ready to go. I have everything from my fuel system coming, and it's just fittings. I have all the line right here. So everything as far as fittings goes for the fuel system is on the way. Oh, I got the steering rack in. I don't know if I showed you guys that. Steering rack's installed. End links are all tight. So everything's dialed, like, other than I don't have axles in it. So, yeah. Junior and I bled the clutch. I had this clutch line, this nice braided clutch line laying around. So threw that in this car, and check this out. This car, I don't think I've ever owned a 90s Honda with a clutch this nice. So like, man, it's like brand new. It's crazy. I love it. I've replaced the clutch slave, clutch master, the clutch line, obviously, and it has a brand new clutch, throw-out bearing, and pilot bearing, all that jazz. So everything as far as that system goes is dialed and is brand new, so should not have any problems with that, which is pretty cool. And another thing I forgot to show you guys is the power steering, AC power steering delete right here. I had the wrong water pump housing, and the clip that I showed you guys at it last, I had a JDM K24A water pump housing, and this motor is a USDM K24A2 out of a '07 TSX. For some reason, Honda made the water pump housings a little bit different, and I wasn't able to mount this guy right here, the pulley, the tensioner. But anyway, I got that swapped out, resealed, and installed that off camera. But yeah, that dude's all nice and dialed, ready to go. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. What do we got? I got my race shift cables right here. So I'm gonna install those here in just a minute. And then this brand new transmission cable bracket. So that's gonna be pretty cool to have all that stuff installed. What else have I done? Got this guy installed, the upper coolant neck installed, and yeah. It's looking pretty sweet. We're almost there. Javi's bringing me a throttle body later, and I have an intake tube with a filter. I don't exactly know how I'm gonna run that. I would prefer to run it down in like that number, in like this ballpark, but I don't know if that's gonna work out exactly. We'll just have to see. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the car as of right now. I still have to get driver and passenger front on CV axles, and I believe the brakes, and then a tune and exhaust, but we're not worried about that right now. I just want to see the car start, and I just want to shoot the car up the road and back real quick. That's all I really want to do. Then I'll worry about exhaust and stuff like that later. But yeah, Junior and I did notice a little while ago that we have some hood clearance fitment issues, which is not a big deal. Hang on, guys. Okay, not a big deal. I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see that. So if you guys can see that, and the oil cap is also touching the webbing of the hood. So not the end of the world. We'll just have to shave that down a little bit and pretty much just go from there. All right, guys, it's been probably like almost 4 weeks or so since the last time I picked up the camera. Long story short, just kind of goes back to what I said in the last video, and I'm just kind of enjoying myself a little bit and taking some time, hanging out with friends, and just doing my own thing. Not really so much worried about cars at the moment. So, but yeah, just back with a little update on this car for you guys. The car is nearly ready to start. I have a little wiring issue somewhere, so I got to diag that and figure that out. But in the meantime, this is where the car sits as of right now. I'm gonna wrap the video up right here, and then the next video you guys see will probably be along the lines of diagging this car and hopefully getting this thing up and running. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.